right, guys. Happy Good Friday. And I mean, is it like March of 2020? Because it feels like a lot of films are being delayed.
Yes, I mean, well, especially Sony.
Yeah.
It's like every week we're delaying all of these again.
Yeah.
We know for sure every week we're gonna have a Sony story and it's gonna be a delayed
I
film.
know.
It's ridiculous, man.
I mean, the reasoning is kind of understandable, and we'll talk about it more in the show. But like I said, I mean, it's just like a complete time warp, man. I mean, we just completely went back in the past, delay. I mean, we got like a good handful in there, but we'll talk about it. We'll get a little crazy. But now, let's get this thing started. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Crazy Ant Farm. Holy moly, we're on episode 156 this week.
Yes.
Rocking and rolling, feeling good. Got our complete sets out of Funkos. If you're watching the YouTube video, feeling good.
That's right.
Oh, man.
Feeling good. The boys.
Yes.
The boys.
They do look really cool.
They do look really cool.
I will say. Oh, did you see the new Justice League ones that they're
yes,
coming?
Dark
The black
Side.
and white
Yeah,
Superman
yeah.
is like what I'm like most pumped about.
Dark Side, Desaad, like a bunch, and that's just the first wave. I mean, they're gonna have a ton of.
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
Yeah.
They're still coming out with like WandaVision ones,
I
so
know.
it's fucking crazy. It's freaking crazy. But man, you guys know your host with the most, myself, J-Lo Fantastic, and the one and only Mouth.
What's up,
Guys? We got a whole bunch of industry news for you. Like we talked about a little bit in the teaser, we got a whole bunch of delays, but it's not all bad. It makes sense in this grand scheme of things. I mean, the distributors and the studios, they want to just have the best possible releases. I mean, especially with Godzilla vs. Kong, like basically overperforming in China, and now we'll see what they do this weekend. But super excited about everything that's going down because things are slowly but surely getting back to normal.
They are. Hey, I'd rather have a delay than just all out. You're not happening.
Yeah.
Because Warner Brothers had a couple of those.
Yeah, right.
So we'll tell you, and it's not good for DC.
No.
So we'll tell you, but yeah. Let's where are you?
We are going to plug our shit first before we jump into anything. Of course, be sure to head over to our website, www.crazyantmedia.com, where you can start rocking the latest and greatest Crazy Ant Media gear. We got shirts, we got hats, we got tumblers, we got phone cases, got so much good shit. The next thing we have to get is like pillowcases and bed sets and like, I mean, so you can sleep with ants, the good kind. The good kind. That sounds weird. Never mind. We're going to retract that statement. We're going to retract it. But, of course,
would
you guys
they be
know...
bed bugs?
It'd be the good kind.
It would be.
Yeah. You guys know you can donate to our Patreon page as well. Start showing some love to the guys you love. And, of course, be sure to head over to Podcast Magazine and vote for us for the Hot 50 or Hot 100 podcast because it's been a while, man. It's been a while. I want to get back on that list. But feeling good. We're feeling good, and Disney is doing some things.
Yes.
The producers of this year's Oscars telecast are weighing in on how they're going to plan and rotate the nominees and presenters in and out of the area where the awards are going to be handed out because of all the COVID stuff, everybody's got to stay safe. Jesse Collins, Stacey Scher, and Steven Soderbergh are moving forwards with plans to have be at the in-person telecast after the Golden Globes and other awards were derid basically with the largely amount of like Zoom calls and Zoom acceptances and Zoom awards, basically. That's what it was. So they're trying to figure everything out. They're trying to do it as safe as possible, and especially with nominees from foreign countries. It only makes sense that they still do like the Zoom calls and all that stuff because, I mean, with them flying over here, one, they could be taking a break from a production that they are currently in, and also they would have to quarantine for 2 weeks when they got over here before the awards. So it would just be a whole big hassle. I don't blame them for this.
No, and kudos to the producers because they heard that. They think that's legit. They understand the problem with that. So they are going to open up other venues over in London and different other... We'll find out the other venues outside of London. But they're like, okay, all right, we want you really in person, so we don't want to do this. So we're going to open up other venues in other countries so that you can still show up in person. So good for them because I mean those complaints made sense. Like, you wouldn't want to do that shit anyway. And nobody's going to want to leave and come 2 weeks before they have to be
Exactly.
there just because they have to quarantine and
They're
all
rolling
that
with the
stuff.
punches, and you can only do the best you can in crazy times like these. Now, has not yet been decided whether or not attendees will be asked to wear masks while they're seated or not.
Yeah.
At least social distance. I think that's a given.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. This is an ongoing, fluid situation, and of course, we'll stay on top of it.
Yes.
Yes. And what's next on the agenda?
Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, it's still around. It's still doing kind of well with Tyra.
Yeah,
It's interesting.
I don't understand this one though. Like just let it die.
Yeah.
Let it die. I mean, it's
been around
Is
for
it really
30 seasons.
Dancing with the Stars anymore, because I mean, no disrespect to anybody that's been on there, but come on. When your own producers say, "Hey, let's get bigger people,"
Right.
it should tell you something.
Well, I mean, 3 years ago when Sean Spicer freaking was on, I was like, he's not a star.
Exactly.
He's not a star.
They were really like digging. But anyway, ABC's apparently okay because they've renewed it, like Logan said, for the 30th season, which is a milestone. I mean, 30 seasons. Tyra Banks and Len Goodman, Derek Hoff, Carrie Ann Inabra, and Bruno Tonioli, they're all coming back. So there you go. No premiere date yet, but there it is.
There
and
it is.
Celebrity contestants and pro dancers will also be revealed at a later date. Again, celebrity dancers. We'll see.
Yeah, it's kind of walking the fence right there. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a very interesting time we're in.
Yes.
With multiple different things, like Russell Crowe being signed on for a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
He's going to be Thor, in Thor, not going to be
Yeah,
Thor.
no.
He could
Maybe.
he could be Fat Thor. I could see him
No,
play Fat
no,
Thor.
no,
No?
no, no.
No. He's going to be in the Thor Love and Thunder, which is currently in production in Australia with the director Taika Waititi and Chris Hemsworth, Natalie Portman, Tessa Thompson, and, of course, Christian Bale that is coming on board. And who Crow will be playing has not been revealed, as of the film's specific plot remains under wraps. We do know that Portman will be playing the mighty Thor, taking over the mantle, and that's a storyline in the comic books when Jane Foster basically realizes or finds this new Thor power, so that's very interesting. But what are your theories, Mr. Comic
Well,
Book?
I think he could potentially be old Thor, which is strongly in this
Interesting.
storyline that they're going with, where he's no longer Thor, but he's kind of almost taken on the sense of Odin, but he's like old, and I mean, I think if you Russell Crowe would be great.
So
if
you
do
think
that.
like maybe a flash forward scene, or like messing with the quantum realm again?
Yeah, I think so. Or another theory, maybe he's gonna voice Beta Ray Bill. Beta Ray Bill, we know the fans have been wanting it, and Taiki's been
while.
hinting that he is in the MCU, and that we could eventually see him. And with Natalie taking over as Thor, with Jane taking over as Thor, it only makes sense that Beta Ray Bill would be coming into the picture. So maybe he's voicing Beta Ray Bill. I don't know. There's a couple of theories.
Yeah,
so.
it would be very interesting, man.
Obi-Wan.
Yes.
Yes. Get this, guys. The Obi-Wan Kenobi series. You guys know it's coming to Disney Plus. It's preparing to go into production already.
Finally.
It will begin this month. So, I mean, I'm guessing right around the corner. And, okay, we have some details about it now, which is really cool. We kind of knew, but now we know definitively. The story begins 10 years after the events of Revenge of the Sith. Duh, which kind of makes sense. Where Kenobi faced his greatest defeat, the downfall and corruption of his best friend and Jedi apprentice, Anakin, who became Darth Vader.
Yes.
You guys know it. You love it. All right. Anyway, so the series also announced its full cast, and if you guys haven't seen this, oh my gosh, man, what a cast. Moses Ingram, Joel Edgerton, Bonnie Pleze, Kumali Najanji, Indira Varma, Rupert Friend, O'Shea Jackson Jr., yes, Little Ice, he's going to kill me for that, Sun Kang, Simon Kessel, and Benny Safdie. All are joining the series along with Ewan McGregor, who's obviously coming back as Obi-Wan, and of course Christian Haydenson as Darth Vader. That's a fucking epic cast.
That really is. I'm really glad they're putting all these notable people together, especially like I was not expecting Little Ice and freaking Joel Edgerton to be assigned onto this thing as well. Like those are some big names.
Those are some big names. Now we do know a couple of those names. They did portray the grandparents of a certain Luke Skywalker.
That's a good point.
In the prequel trilogies.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're going to be still playing those characters in this series, because why would you bring them in if they're not going to play those characters again? I mean, it would be totally stupid to make them somebody else, right? So if that's true, bet we're going to at some point see Luke.
Yeah.
I have to think Luke is going to pop up in this series, especially since he was at the end of The Mandalorian. We know he took, Grogu, I mean. So, like...
he would have to be young Luke.
Yeah, he would be. But we know Luke is going to be set up in these series somehow, because we need to know what happened with fucking Grogu.
Yeah.
We know, I mean, so, I don't know.
Well, and it's very interesting, too, because I saw a Screen Rant, or they teased a little something that there was possibly a Luke Skywalker and Grogu series maybe in the works. This is a rumor right now, so we don't know, but I was just like, oh, interesting. And
that would be badass.
Yeah, and I think they actually would bring back Mark Hamill, because I mean the CGI wasn't bad, so I mean it makes sense.
It wasn't. I mean, and Sebastian Stan has already said no.
Yeah,
that seems to be everybody's choice, but he already said no.
Yeah, it happened. But more Star Wars news. Disney Plus released a trailer for Star Wars Bad Batch, which of course debuts on May the 4th, and they said that there's going to be a 70-minute premiere episode. Damn, that's insane.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, because I mean, going back to like the Clone Wars episodes, those were like 22, 23 to 30 minutes long. So to debut it with a 70-minute episode, I'm wondering if this is going to be like an hour long each episode. So that's very interesting. And it's a badass trailer too. I mean, it picks up like right after basically the Clone Wars and in the midst of the Revenge of the Sith as well. So they're playing a lot with that storyline, which I'm super excited about, because that's honestly one of my favorite storylines. I love primetime Anakin before Darth Vader. So I'm really excited about this series and how it's going to move forward.
I'm just hoping these guys and Favreau and the people behind Obi-Wan and all that. Favreau, I know, is probably already like, getting ready to elevate. But guys, fucking Marvel.
Yeah.
These series, they've taken the game and they've just put it like pretty much out of reach for anybody else trying. They're like fucking epic movies. Like, if you guys haven't been checking out, if WandaVision was badass, but if you haven't been checking out fucking Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it's unreal how these shows, I mean, it's like you're literally in a theater watching a movie. In fact, they're almost better than some of the movies.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, so Favreau and all that, they're going to have to up the game on these Star Wars series, man, to keep up with their own people.
What are you trying to say? I feel like you're just, like, Team Marvel. I feel like the Mandalorian ones.
No, come on. I love Favreau. Favreau is a genius. But this is what they do. Favreau upped the game with the Mandalorian. Yeah. It was like, no, this is the shit now. Everybody's got to try to do it. And then Feige said, fuck yeah! Boom!
Yeah, it's like friendly competition.
Yeah, and now so Favreau's like, fuck! All right! And so I'm waiting for the next Mandalorian. Because that's a game. Two epic geniuses who are in charge of these epic franchises who are going back and forth about I could do better. And that's going to be only great for us fans. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
Completely agree, man. Completely agree.
Hulu. Oh, yeah, they own Hulu, too. They released the first full trailer for the 4th season of The Handmaid's Tale. Ooh.
Looks intense.
And announced a premiere date, finally, because it's been a while since.
It has.
April 28th. Everything's coming in April.
Yeah, right.
The upcoming 4th season will return to the series a leaner, tighter schedule. It's going back to 10 episodes. That's a good thing, because I felt like it was lingering. 3 of which will be available to stream at the launch, and then they're going to release weekly like they normally do. So there you go, guys. I'm pumped for it, because like I said, it seems like it's been forever. It looked like it was heading the Crown route, where we have to wait, gazillion years for it, but no. April 28th.
That's good. And I feel like with the streamers, 10 episodes is basically what is expected. Like past that, I feel like it's like too much. I don't know, because they're putting so much money into this, so
It's true.
it makes sense. It
It's
makes
true.
sense. Okay, Amanda Seyfried has signed on to play Theranos founder Elizabeth Holmes in the Hulu series The Dropout.
That's right.
Amanda takes over the role from Kate McKinnon, who exited the project that we reported back in February. And you guys know this series tells the story of Holmes, the and crazy Stanford dropout who founded the medical testing startup Theranos, and she has lewd as a Steve Jobs in the tech generation. And once worth billions of dollars, the myth crumbled when it was revealed that none of the tech actually worked. We've talked about this one before.
None of it worked.
Yeah, so it's basically a shady story, but it's always interesting to like ride along and learn about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Naveen Andrews, you guys know him, love him, Lost, and a bunch of other great stuff. He's also signed on in the role of Sonny Balawani Holmes' business partner and secret boyfriend. Throughout the thing. So that's great casting.
It is.
By the way. And this might not be the last you hear of this, because maybe later on in the show I'll be talking about this a little bit more. Oh,
interesting.
I wonder why. Maybe because it is a true story.
It is.
Just saying. John Hamm. Oh yeah, John Hamm. Whoopi Goldberg, Bill Hader, Nathan Fillion are all joining, because I'm the Marvel guy, MODOK, the stop-motion animated series. You guys know about this. This is fantastic. John Hamm, if you can't get Robert Downey Jr., right? John Hamm's going to play Iron Man, which is fucking awesome. Hader will take on two characters, because that's what Bill Hader does.
Exactly.
The leader and Angar the Screamer. And Whoopi Goldberg is playing supervillain Pound Cakes. Fillion is going to play Wonder Man.
Interesting.
Ooh, yeah, Wonder Man. Will we ever see him in the MCU live action? We don't know, but you're getting him in MODOK, which is pretty damn cool. You guys know it's going to follow MODOK, the villain, after his company AIM goes bankrupt. Finds himself in the midst of a midlife crisis. The show is scheduled to release all 10 of its episodes on Hulu on May 21st. So breaking the rule,
right?
Because they're normally like spread out over, but no, all 10 being released.
Exactly. Very exciting stuff, and especially bringing more awareness to lesser-known Marvel characters and villains.
MODOK is just a big head.
Yeah, basically flying around. So we'll see, man. We'll see how that goes.
Patton Oswalt is playing him, though, so that's great.
Hell yeah. It's going to be great. Christina Ocha has signed on as a major cast role of the ABC drama pilot Promised Land. The show is described as an epic generation-spanning drama with two Latinx families vying for wealth and power in California's Sonoma Valley. Now, Christina will star as Veronica Sandoval, the eldest daughter of the Sandoval family, a wealthy vineyard-owning family in the Sonoma Valley. Veronica is a highly capable heir of the Heritage Wines empire, and her father Joe trusted number two. So she's like basically stepping into the role, but her drive and ambition has left her in some glaring personal blind spots, and Veronica's seemingly perfect life soon to start unraveling. So that's very freaking crazy. I mean, it's about wine, so I know you're going to watch it.
Hell yeah.
Maria Molinio has also been starred to cast as a lead. She's going to be playing Camilla Sandoval, the youngest daughter of the family. Her flirtatious pretty girl attitude makes a deeply flawed young woman who craves the achievements that her other siblings have, but has no idea how to obtain them. No expectations of anything from Camilla, but that makes her dangerous, so she could fuck everything up. Yeah.
This one sounds like Falcon Crest to me. If you're old like I am, you remember the old soap opera Falcon Crest was very much about, Lorenzo Lamas starred in it. It was about this very, very same thing. Wealthy, rich family that with the vineyards and Falcon Crest.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know. It sounds okay. But I will watch it because it's wine.
Exactly.
I have to. Gil Bellows, this I'm excited about. Gil Bellows has been cast opposite Adrienne Warren and Glynn Turman in ABC's limited series Woman of the Movement. You guys know this one. The 6-episode limited series is set in 1955. It's going to be the one that tells the story of Mamie Till Mobley, who obviously, her son Emmett Till. If you guys don't know the story, what the fuck is wrong with you, first of all?
Where have you been?
Probably one of the most iconic symbols in the the racial movement and civil rights movement. But anyway, it's going to tell this. It's going to center on Mamie, not Emmett, who risks her life to find justice after her son Emmett is brutally murdered in the South. Like I said, if you guys don't know that, look it up. You should know that. Shame on you. And so that's going to be really good. Bellows is going to play Gerald Chatham, the Southern-born district attorney who fought to bring Emmett Till's killers to justice. So this is going to be really good. I mean, if you guys, I was kind of joking around, but not joking around. If you don't know the story of Emmett Till and what happened to him in Mississippi and the kind of what went down, look it up. It is like huge history in the civil rights movement and kind of like spawned on everything after that with Martin Luther King and all kinds of stuff. So look it up, and then you're going to see why I'm excited about this series.
Yeah,
it's going to be good.
I mean, definitely needs to be known. The Lee Daniels and Karen Gist project, Our Kind of People, have been given a straight-to-series treatment at Fox Television. The show is the first new Fox drama ordered for this season. The drama takes place in an aspirational world of Oak Bluffs and Meredith's Vineyard as a historical stronghold where the rich and powerful black elite have come to play for over 50 years. The series follows a protagonist, Angela Vaughn, a strong-willed single mom, she sets to reclaim her family's name and change the world with her revolutionary hair care line that highlights the innate natural beauty of black women.
Oh,
I love it, man. I love it. Showing the diversity, it's what we need right now.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and apparently Fox has also decided what they don't need right now.
Yeah, right.
They've canceled Bless the Hearts, the animated comedy from Emily Spivey that was starring Kristen Wiig and Maya Rudolph and a bunch of others. Well, apparently it's done. The show premiered in the fall of 2019-2020. The half-hour series, which is currently in its second season, if you didn't know, revolves around the perpetually broke North Carolina family described as forever struggling to make ends meet. The remaining episodes of season 2 of Bless the Hearts will air through May, and then it's out of there.
And then it's gone. Bless their hearts, man. Bless their hearts. Well, now heading over to Warner Media. They have some faith in the system and everything opening back up. They're feeling really confident about it because they opened Godzilla vs. Kong in more theaters than Tenet and Wonder Woman 1984 and any other film that they've released during the pandemic. Now, the film is screening right now in more than 3,000 locations in North America. That surpasses the benchmark previously held by Christopher Nolan's Tenet during all of the COVID stuff, which played in like 2,810 locations. On average, new releases like Tom and Jerry and Disney's Raya and the Last Dragon and Nobody have been made available approximately around 1,500 to 2,500 screens. But like I said, they have real faith in Godzilla vs. Kong. It had a massive start overseas with a combined of 121 million in ticket sales in 28 countries. Now, those figures mark the biggest opening sales for a Hollywood movie in international box office amid the pandemic. So they're feeling really good about it. They're excited for it to be opening up here this week, and I'm excited to see how it'll do because, like I said in the teaser, we're getting back to normal slowly but surely.
Yeah, apparently it's off to a good start here. 6.9 million on Wednesday when it opened. It added another 7-something million, so 13-something million, almost 14 million in the first 2 days. So it's on track for the 5-day Easter holiday weekend to crack well over $60-70 million, which would be by far the biggest opening of any movie during the pandemic. And then add that to the worldwide total, you could see a 300+ million worldwide total by the end of this week, so that would be huge. That's a really good sign for the theaters. And kind of impressive for Godzilla and Kong, considering you can watch it right now on HBO Max and not have to worry about going to the theaters.
Exactly.
So that's a good sign, though, that even though it's available to watch at home on HBO Max, people are still going to the theaters to see it.
Exactly.
So,
and good for them, too, because they got so much heat because of the simultaneous release decision. So I'm happy that it's starting to pay off for them and they're actually getting that revenue back. Because there for a while, we were like, ooh, Warner Brothers might be gone.
Yeah, and somebody that's really hoping that all these numbers are good and that it continues to do well because he wants wants a big blockbuster is the director, Adam Wingard. Why? Because he's getting a lot of work because of this, and he wants more work. And apparently, because of the success that Warner Brothers is seeing with Godzilla vs. Kong, he's been attached to helm the computer-animated adaptation of Thundercats. That's right, Thundercats. Oh, right. Lion-O, you know, Will is probably like flipping out right now. He made it clear he's not interested in making a cat-style live-action movie.
Thank God.
He doesn't want to do that shit. And what I really like is he says he wants to take the CGI approach, okay, with the visuals that would embrace the 80s aesthetic of the original series, but also take the top-of-the-line CGI and do this, like, amalgam of merger kind of, like, that's never been seen before type. So that's awesome. The guy's got big visions, and he'll be allowed to do that if Kong vs. Godzilla makes a bunch of money.
Exactly.
They'll give him a bunch of money for that one. And if you guys don't know, and you're not old like me, the original series ran from 85 to 89. God, even I was young back then. Shit. And then it kind of saw a little revival on Cartoon Network recently in 2011 and in 2020 with Thundercats Roar. Yeah. So, you know, the younger generation knows who they are, too. So
Definitely, man. And some exciting stuff. Well, now getting into some DC news. Some exciting things happening over the week. The Rock revealed in an epic video this week that Black Adam will release July 29th of 2022. Mark your calendars, man. And Johnson can be heard saying in a booming voice, the hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change. Black Adam follows the storyline of the anti-hero of the same name, played by, obviously, The Rock. Yes. The character Black Adam first appeared in DC Comics in the 1940s as, obviously, a power-corrupt villain, but slowly became the anti-hero he is today in the early 2000s. Known for completely disregarding the rules and conventions. He's just basically the Venom of the DC universe.
That is correct. That is correct. And this is very interesting because this plays into our next story that I'm about to tell you about because Shazam and Black Adam and all, they're in the Snyderverse, guys.
Literally.
They're in the Snyderverse. Literally. And the hierarchy, the change of power, you know, the hierarchy of power about to change. He's calling out Superman. Dwayne Johnson has made that clear, and Henry Cavill's Superman at that. So, this next story gets interesting because Warner Brothers announced that the long in development adaptations of New Gods with Ava DuVernay and The Trench, remember that was going to be the spinoff from Aquaman with James Wan, they're not moving forward at the studio. They're boom, gone.
Interesting.
Not
decision.
Doing it. So, and especially with the New Gods one, because we just saw Darkseid. Darkseid, that's that whole world. The New Gods, Darkseid, Mother Box, all of that kind of stuff. So what are they saying? Thanks for showing us Darkseid finally, Zach, but we're not doing these. We're not doing this spinoffs. We're not doing any of that. So that sucks, but hey, they did say that they might consider making them down the line. I don't believe them. But anyway, they did say that. And don't worry, James is still working on Aquaman 2, so he's not going anywhere. And Ava is developing, as we've told you about in the past shows, Naomi, the superhero show for the CW. So they're both staying in the DC universe. They're just not making the movies they wanted to.
Yes, yes. And, of course, this is partially what I was teasing in the teaser. Warner Brothers announced that the upcoming Mortal Kombat film has been delayed just by 1 week, so don't get too crazy. The action film was scheduled for the 16th of April. Now it's coming out the 23rd. Of course, it's going to premiere both simultaneously on HBO Max and theatrical. Yes. And they just want to make sure that Godzilla gets as much money as it can before its next blockbuster comes out, which makes sense. And Mortal Kombat, I'm so freaking excited about this. Just the the fight scenes and the graphics and the animation and just it's going to be badass. I'm so pumped about this one. I was more excited about Mortal Kombat than Godzilla vs. Kong. So
I mean, it's going to be great. Like, you know, there's going to be a shit ton of fatalities.
Exactly.
See? We're gamers. It's all good. Hey, we'll also be there for you.
Always.
And a lot sooner than you think. That's right. Or who's excited? The HBO. This guy is.
I'm so excited.
HBO Max announced that the Friends reunion special is officially starting to film this week. Yeah. Coming up. It's like starting. They're filming it. They're actually doing it. The gang's all coming back. All 6 of the original Friends are all coming back this week to get this thing done. Finally Finally, yes, Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox, Lisa Kudrow, Matt LeBlanc, Matthew Perry, and David Schwimmer all back on board to do this. Premiere date hasn't been set for it yet, but the fact that it's filming this coming week would suggest that it's probably going to come out sometime next month in May, which would make it almost a year exactly since they intended to air it,
Right.
May 27th of 2020. So, and by the way, that's when HBO Max launched.
Yeah.
Yeah, go figure, right? So, but that's good news, because
It is.
even though it's a year late and everybody wanted it a year ago, we're still getting it. They're filming it. Boom. So
Yes.
next month, maybe?
Oh,
Maybe?
I really hope
We'll
so.
see.
Much anticipated. I'm just interested to see if are they going to be in the apartment or the coffee house, because
I
both of
thi-
those two locations
Yeah,
are iconic.
I think it's Central Perk.
I could see that.
I think, but I could be wrong. And I only say that because that set is still set up on the Warner Brothers
Yeah,
lot.
it's iconic.
Yeah, so I don't know.
It's iconic. Writer and director Barry Jenkins and his partners in Pastel have come and set up shop with HBO and HBO Max under the First Look deal that calls for A24 executive to executive produce all the projects from the trio. Jenkins and the Pastel partners Adele Romensky and Mark Kliek have previously been under a First Look deal with Amazon Studios. Now, under this new 2-year deal, allows for A24 to work with Pastel outside of the HBO and HBO Max First Look umbrella as well. So I love when they have clauses like that, when
Yeah.
you can still work in different places and for different people, but it's like, hey, this is home. This is where you lay your head at night.
Yeah,
So-
which is why they left Amazon, because Amazon does not do
Does
that.
not
They
do that.
want you to only be in their family, period.
Yes.
So that makes sense. Head of the Class. You gave this one to me because I'm old enough to remember the original.
Facts.
It's fine. Fine. Head of the Class reboot has been given a 10-episode series order from HBO Max. That's right. It's officially moving forward. As you guys know, the series centers on a group of overachieving high school students who meet their greatest challenge, a teacher, Alicia Adams, who wants them to focus less on grades and more on experiencing life. Yeah. Just like the first one. It's going to star Isabella Gomez, as well as Jorge Diaz, Jolie Huang, Rappaport, Gavin Lewis, Dior Gujan, Brandon Severs, Adrian Matthews Esculana, and Kathy Bell Hall. Plus, guest star Christia Miller. Now, if you guys don't remember, because you're not old like me, the original Head of the Class aired on ABC for 5 seasons from 1986 through 1991 and was, like I just said, similar in storyline about a group of academically high-performing students in New York City that were shepherded by their substitute history teacher, Charlie Moore, who was played by Howard Hessman. Now, you remember Howard Hessman because he was the weed-loving DJ on WKRP in Cincinnati. Yeah. And he was basically that as this teacher. And he wanted them to experience life.
Yes.
Not saying he was like DJ Crazy, Dr. Fever, but like he was probably smoking some weed.
Probably.
That's all I'm saying, And that show, I don't know whether this show will, but that show spawned a shit ton of huge people. Dan Schneider, Brian Robbins, who went on to create the whole fucking Smallville CW massive universe. Dan Schneider obviously created every fucking show possible on Nickelodeon. iCarly, Drake and Josh, like everything on fucking Nickelodeon. Robin Givens was on that show. One girl, Sarah, I can't remember, became an actual fucking princess. Like everybody off that show
Damn.
was like fucking huge. They blew up into huge stardom. So will the reboot?
Right?
We don't
Like,
know.
shit.
That's a lot to live up to.
It really is. Good luck. Good luck. Oh, man.
One was an actual princess. I'm just saying.
Just saying.
She married a fucking prince.
Good luck. Good luck. Colin Firth will play Michael Peterson in a series adaptation of The Staircase, which has been ordered 2 series by HBO Max. The streamer has ordered 8 episodes of the limited series, which is based on the docu-series of the same name and the various books and reports on the Peterson case. Now, Peterson was accused of murdering his wife Kathleen back in 2001. He claims she died after falling down the stairs at the home, but the police expect that foul play was involved and he could have staged the scene. So it's going to be very freaking interesting. Everybody loves murder porn, so everybody's going to jump on this bandwagon. I'm excited though. Everybody loves a little,
Everybody loves murder porn.
That's what it's called. That's what it's called. I mean, all the ID stuff.
No, it's true. It's true.
You know.
That's a T-shirt somewhere.
It is.
Somebody's wearing that.
Exactly.
I don't know. Hey, If you're not into murder porn, maybe you're into love.
Maybe.
What's love got to do with it? Well, I'm about to tell you. Warner Media announced the week that Tina, the documentary about Tina Turner, obviously, reached a total audience of 1.1 million viewers across the linear and streaming, making it the best showing yet by a documentary on HBO Max, even outdoing the Bee Gees one. And the Bee Gees one was fucking fantastic. So I have to watch Tina because I'm down. I love Tina. Fucking man. What's love got to do with it?
I know. I've been wanting to watch that one, but I just keep scrolling past it.
Yeah. Have you watched that movie?
Which one? About?
What's love got to do? Oh, my. Oh. Angela Bassett and fucking Lawrence Fishburne. Get in the car, Anna-Mae. Get in the car. I mean, like... Lawrence Fishburne was a bad motherfucker as Ike Turner. Yeah, bam! I mean, but Tina didn't take no shit.
No
Angela
shit.
Bassett didn't take no... You got to watch that movie, though. But anyway, back to the documentary, which is like a really awesome. The Tina Turner portrait, which features a new interview with the singer in her home in Switzerland. Oh, that's awesome. Let's see, and looks back at her career, which, uses a dazzling collection of archival footage spanning more than the 6 decades. The epic tale stretches from her teenage days as Anna-Mae, rising to stardom alongside that wife-beater Ike, through the grueling years when he abused, manipulated, raped her, beat the shit out of her, everything, and then broke free with What's Love Got to Do with It in the solo album in the 1980s. So, watch it. And then if you haven't watched What's Love Got to Do with It, watch it.
Watch that. Man, oh man.
I know that was a lot, but I love that movie. It's great.
There you go. Well, the Station 11 series is currently in the works at HBO Max.
Not Station 19.
No, 11.
No.
It's rounding out its cast, Lori Petty and Denzel Zadato, and has been cast as series regulars, while Annie McQueen, David Cross, Enrico Calotti, and Julian Adrors will also occur.
Oh.
And they have previously announced cast members like Mackenzie Davis, Hamish Paddle, David Wilmot, and so many others. And the series is described as a post-apocalyptic saga spanning multiple timelines. It tells a story of survivors of the devastating flu as they attempt to rebuild and reimagine the world anew while holding on to the best of what has been lost. So now, is that what's happening?
I think so.
It's kind of what it feels like.
It is. It's kind of exactly what it feels like. Okay, so are you Flash fans?
Yeah,
of course. Well, we've had Barry's young protege, right? Iris's kid brother, right? Wally West, right? So we've had Kid Flash. Well, then we had XS, Iris and Barry's daughter, right? XS, because that was... But that's not all. That's not enough. We've got more. They've got another kid, and he's coming too. That's right. Jordan Fisher has joined the cast of The Flash in a recurring guest role as Bart Allen, a.k.a. Impulse. Yes. So, that's going to be awesome. Now, you guys know Bart is the future son of Barry and Iris, as I just said, and XS's brother, if you didn't figure it out already, and he's the fastest teenager on the planet. However, due to his penchant for wildly impulsive behavior... Impulse, that's why he's called Impulse. Barry and Iris will have their hands full trying to teach him patience, which will be a necessity if they want him to succeed not only as a family unit, but also in stopping the biggest threat to the Flash yet. Yes, Fisher's first appearance will be in the series' 150th episode, which is the 17th episode of season 7. So there you go.
Mark your calendars, guys.
Yeah, I'm excited, though. All kidding aside, I love the XS storyline, and I'm a fan of Impulse in the comic books. So I think this is going to be good.
Yeah, I think so, too. And another thing that I think is going to be good, sugar and spice and everything nice, Donald Faison, who is Turk on Scrubs, a.k.a., he's going to be playing the professor in the Powerpuff Girls live-action remake, which is... Of course, very interesting. Of course, he joins the previously announced stars Chloe Bennett, Dove Cameron, and Yana Perrault, and so many others. We're so super excited. And they also announced that there's going to be a Mojo Jojo.
Yeah, because you can't have fucking Powerpuff Girls without Mojo.
No,
I mean, you can't do it.
It's true. It's true. Well, it's actually going to be Mojo's son. And as a kid, he was nerdy, power hungry, and insecure, but he was obsessed with the Powerpuff Girls. And as an adult, Jojo finds him like mixed feelings about it. It's either sweetness or rage in constant battle. And he's going to be played by Nicholas Pondy. Pondony. So that's going to be very fun and very interesting because they're bringing all these old characters with some new.
I'm going to watch it just because of Chloe Bennett.
I just want to see what it's like.
Like, I liked the Powerpuff Girls cartoon. I thought that was pretty awesome, pretty bad. And I was totally against this live action thing. But then Chloe Bennett.
Yeah.
So I'm going to watch it no matter what just to see, like, whether that's good or not.
There you go.
Just saying. And I'm not going to make the same mistake I made with Superman and Lois.
Yeah.
I'm not going to write
We're
it
not
off
gonna
yet.
judge it
I'm not
yet.
going to judge
Not
it.
gonna-
It's Chloe Bennett. We'll see.
We'll see.
All right. Now, another one that's moving forward there, the All-American. It's a pretty big hit on CW, right? Well, its spinoff, All-American Homecoming, we told you about that a couple weeks ago. It's moving forward, and it's lining up some people. They've added more cast members. Peyton Alex Smith, Kelly Jeanneret, Corey Hart, Sylvester Powell, Nita Walker, and Camilla Hyde. They've all joined the previously announced lead, Jeffrey Maya. Now, as you guys know, if you don't remember us telling you, the spinoff takes place against the backdrop of HBCU, and we'll see Maya reprise her role as Simone Hicks. It follows a young tennis hopeful from Beverly Hills and an elite baseball player from Chicago as they contend with the high stakes of college sports while also navigating the highs and lows of sexiness, of unsupervised early adulthood in prestigious, historically black colleges.
Very interesting. There's so many interesting, different dynamic storylines that are coming out in all these shows. It's very awesome to see. And, I mean, it's new. It's relatively new.
Yeah,
so,
and All-American's doing really well, so I'm guessing this is going to do really well also.
Exactly. Well, talking about another reboot, the 4400 reboot has cast Joseph David Jones and Kalia Johnson in the reboot, ordered by the CW back in February. We told you about it. And, of course, it's overlooked, overvalued, or otherwise marginalized people who have vanished without a trace. Thanos got him, the snap.
That's right.
That's what it
right.
was.
4400, that was just Thanos.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's going to be very interesting. They're adding new cast members, and I wouldn't be surprised if this one goes off really quick. I'm just saying.
Yeah, because the first one, I mean, while it was okay out of the gate, it kind of faded fast.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
we'll see.
Okay,
We'll see. Hey, we're jumping ship now. We're going from the Bunny and we're heading over to the I, Viacom CBS, but we're staying with reboots.
Yes.
And yet another one. I don't know why, but here it is anyway. Anthony Ramos is in talks to star in the upcoming Transformers sequel for Paramount. Now, the plot's being kept under wraps as the studio continues to search for the female lead to star opposite him. Paramount's been looking, as you guys know, because we've been talking about this for the last several weeks, to expand the Transformers franchise. The studio recently announced new standalone movies which aren't connected to the Michael Bay movies or the Bumblebee spinoff. Is this one? We don't know.
Viacom CBS is going completely Warner Brothers, like with DC.
We don't know. Is this so we'll find out. The fact that they're calling it a sequel, maybe still involved with the Bumblebee and Michael Bay movies, maybe not. We'll keep. I just don't understand.
I know.
I liked the franchise the way it was. I'm okay with the Bumblebee reboot and then take it from the beginning and lead up to the Shia LaBeouf movies. Yeah. That would be cool. All this other shit, I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. But we love Anthony Ramos. He's great. In the Heights is about to come out.
Yeah.
And of course, Hamilton. So be sure to check him out in that.
Yes.
And now we're talking about the biggest thing that CBS linear television has right now, Young Sheldon. And it has been renewed for 3 more seasons. That means that the Big Bang Theory prequel series will air until at least 2024. That's crazy because it debuted back in 2017. And its 4th season is currently airing at the moment. 5th season will debut during the 2021-2022 broadcast television season.
Now, that's a bold move by the I, because the real question is, will broadcast television be around for 3 more years?
That's the great question.
So will Young Sheldon just jump to the fucking Paramount Plus? Because, I mean, I get it, 3-year deal, but we don't even know at this point.
Yeah, I have no idea.
That's a risky bet right there. CBS officially handed out the series order. We talked about it. It was rumored. Will it? Well, it's official. They've handed out an official order. CSI's coming back, y'all.
Yep.
CSI with the original people, and they're calling it CSI Vegas. Now, it's going to be a sequel series, but as I said, William Peterson and Jorge Fox as Gil Grissom and Sarah are coming back, okay? Yes, that's true. Now, I know what you're thinking. Where's the redhead? No, she's on All Rise now.
Yeah.
Marg Hellenberger's on All Rise now. She's not coming
Which she
back.
might come back because fucking All Rise might
Hey,
not make it. Don't say it.
All Rise better be coming back, CBS. Don't you even play. But anyway, William Peterson and Jorge Fox, they weren't doing anything, so they're coming back. The series opens a brand new chapter in Las Vegas, the city where it all began. Facing an existential threat that could bring down the crime lab, a brilliant new team of forensic investigators must welcome back old friends and deploy new techniques to preserve and serve justice in Sin City. Whoa. Now, along with Peterson and Fox, the new series will also star Paula Newsome, Matt Laria, Mel Rodriguez, and Mandeep Dion. The show will debut in the 2021-2022 broadcast season. So that's coming up.
Yeah, that's about to happen.
So boom. Wow, they're getting on that quick then. So the rumors of them filming must have been true.
Yeah.
Because remember we said somebody saw that they were already filming and it hadn't even been greenlit yet. But apparently that was true.
Aha.
All right.
Interesting stuff, man. Interesting stuff. Well, Ghost, a single camera comedy series about a struggling young couple who inherit a haunted house, have been giving a serious order at CBS. The series stars Rose McIver and Yurkish Abdikar, Brandon Scott Jones, Richie Moriarty, Asher Grudman, Rebecca Wiskowski, and so much more. We don't know any plot details yet, but Ghost, I mean, who doesn't want to live in a fucking haunted house every once in a while?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Now, in a show that nobody wants, but CBS thinks you do.
Yes,
Here we go. Comedian Pete Holmes will star as an aspiring Midwestern professional bowler.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
The multi-camera pilot revolves around Tom Smallwood, a Michigan man who is laid off from General Motors automotive plant and decides to pursue his dream of becoming a professional bowler. Boring.
Is this going to be interesting? I don't know. But
boring.
Let's try not to write it off, but I'll probably watch the first episode to see how it is. But yeah, oh man. Well, Clark Peters is joining Showtime's upcoming drama, The Man Who Fell to Earth. Peter joins the cast as a series regular alongside stars like Naomi Harris, Jimmy Simpson, and so many more. The show, which recently moved from Paramount Plus to Showtime, will start production in London later this spring for a 2022 debut. Now, it's based on the Walter Tevis novel and the iconic 1976 film that we told you about last week, starring David Bowie.
That's right.
So, it's going to be very interesting, man. It's going to be very interesting. Can they step into Bowie's shoes? That's the real question. No.
But we'll see. That's not saying it won't be good. We just don't know.
Yeah.
Now, what we do know is where the mouse leads, everyone else follows. So we're jumping to NBC Universal, and because Disneyland is reopening, Disney World is reopened, everything's all good, right? They're making plans to do... Well, Universal is too, damn it.
That's right.
Universal Studios Hollywood has set an April 16th reopening date and will be limited to California residents, just like Disneyland, for the time being. The decision follows adjusted guidelines from the state officials that allowed theme parks and ballparks and everything to open as of April 1st. The theme park will begin selling tickets online April 8th, and visiting groups cannot be larger than 10 people across a maximum of 3 households. Most of the rides will be operational, said the company on its site, although some rides and attractions will reopen at a later date. Pass members can visit on complimentary bonus days between April 15th and May 16th, and those pass holders will be able to use their passes regularly starting May 17th.
There we go.
So just, like I said, wherever the mouse leads, everybody else follows.
Exactly.
So Universal Studios Hollywood, they're opening.
Exactly. Fun stuff, man. Fun stuff. Slowly but surely getting back to normal.
Yeah.
Man, Jordan Peele is on top of all the relevant racial shit that is happening in today's climate.
It's true.
Of course, he's building a whole new film. It's so super exciting, and he's bringing on Stephen Ewan to star in the next film.
He's fucking on top of the world right now.
Yeah,
he's
seriously.
The it guy right now, right?
The premise and genre are being kept well under wrap, but of course, it's probably going to be a thriller. I'd be surprised if it was not.
With some freaky ass storyline, because that's what he does.
That's what he does. And of course, we talked about this before. Keke Palmer and Danielle Kula are attached to this thing as well. Peele is writing and directing the movie, which is expected to debut on July 22nd of 2022. Now, the project falls under the company's 5-year deal that he has with Universal, so it makes sense this would be his third film that he's made with Universal.
Yes, and it's going to be a huge hit. I have no
Yes.
doubt. Absolutely no doubt. Dun dun.
Dun,
You know
dun.
what was a huge hit? And I had no doubt about this either. I was so fucking excited for this because everybody knows I'm a huge Law and Order fan. Even had my old answering machine. Don't had the whole thing. You've heard the story. You know. Well, it had huge ratings. Stabler's return was huge. Chris Maloney's return to the Law and Order franchise paid off big for both his new show, Law and Order Organized Crime, and Law and Order SVU, because they did the crossover. SVU, with the reunion of Elliot Stabler and Olivia Benson, drew 1.6 rating amongst adults 18 to 49, 7.63 million total viewers. That's the best first day performance for the show since the season 18 premiere back in 2016, y'all. Nearly all of that audience stuck around for Law and Order Organized Crime, which posted 1.5 in the key demographic and 7.56 million viewers. That's the best series debut of the season so far.
Yeah.
In 18 to 49. So, bam! People wanted it. People got it.
Yeah, man, it was really good. I was honestly surprised, especially I think they're going to end up together. I know that's been a rumor for years and years and years, but I feel like they were hinting at that, especially in the organized crime episode.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they've always kind of like been, but not, but been, but not, you know, it's there, but they won't act on it kind of a thing. And speaking of organized crime, right, you probably saw a bunch of people in that show. It's like, okay, you know Olivia, you know Stabler, who the fuck are all the rest of these people, right? Well, now we know. And by the way, can I just say, I loved the fucking Mafia storyline. I thought it was absolutely fucking brilliant. I was loving it. Dylan McDermott, damn, that was so good. But now we know all who the other people are, too. Nikki Torchia, Michelle Rivera, and Ibram Reno, right? You saw them all. They're all in there for recurring roles opposite Christopher Maloney and Dylan McDermott. Well, Tamara Taylor and Daniela Monet Truitt are in the spin-off series. Torchia will play Eli Stabler, the son of Maloney's Elliot Stabler. Rivera will play Detective Diego Morales, who we saw. And Reno will play Isaac Beckner. So all made an appearance in the first show. We're going to get to know them a little bit better. They're all going to be recurring stars. So it's going to be awesome. I'm excited for this thing,
I agree. Man. And Elliot's still doing some shady shit.
Yeah, well, you can't stop him.
Yeah.
He's Elliot.
He is Elliot. It's super funny. Now, this next one I'm not excited about. And I know a couple people who will not be watching the next season of The Voice. Ariana Grande is joining season 21 of The Voice in the upcoming season in the fall. She is taking Nick Jonas's place. So, yeah, that sucks. In my opinion, there's no rock people. There's not. I feel like you need a person for each genre. So, you know.
Yeah. It's country. And then,
country, pop, country. Like, that's what it's going to be. It sucks. It's unfortunate, and I feel like, I bet you don't see as many rock artists, try out. Yeah.
I don't like Ariana.
I don't either.
I send the hate mail. I don't care. You know. I just don't. I mean, I think that's a bad decision. Just keep Nick.
Agreed.
That's all I'm saying. NBC has confirmed this week that the Superstore spinoff, more bad news, Bo and Cheyenne not moving forward. Nope, not going to happen. Bo and Cheyenne would have seen the couple balancing their big dreams with the harsh realities of being a blue-collar family in America. But apparently NBC doesn't think you want to see that.
Nope,
not happening.
Oh, man. But NBC has given a serious order to the drama Ordinary Joe, and the show is originally picked up to pilot last pilot season, but it was held until this year due to production shutdown because of COVID. The series does explore 3 parallel lives of the show's main characters after he makes a pivotal choice at a crossroads in life. So it's like, if he went this way, what would have happened? If he went this way, what would have happened? So that's going to be very interesting because we all think that in our own lives. So.
Exactly. And I love James Walk. I'm a huge fan, so he's great. Hey, you want to know 2 people that were in the room where it happens? Because both of these people were definitely in the room where it happens. Michelle Obama and Lin-Manuel Miranda are set to appear on NBC's Roll Up Your Sleeves vaccination special, which is set to air April 18th. Ooh. The special is designed to educate audiences on the importance of getting vaccinated and will also feature Matthew McConaughey. All right. He's going to be interviewing.
I know.
Wait.
I know.
Matthew McConaughey will be interviewing Dr. Fauci.
Yeah.
Comedy acts,
happening.
real life stories, and heartwarming surprises.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you finish his book?
Now, I'm almost finished with the book. I'm
Yeah.
balancing two books right now at the same time, which is a very because the two books I'm balancing are very different with Matthew McConaughey's and then Untethered Soul. Like, you talk about a wild ride every night with a couple glasses of wine, I'm just saying. That's going to be interesting, though. Dazed and confused is basically what I am when I'm doing it, but
Literally,
it's fantastic.
So funny. But some exciting news.
I'm still trying to. Matthew McConaughey is going to interview Dr.
I know.
Fauci.
It's wild. I can't wait to see it happen.
I mean, if he is going to run for governor of Texas, he should be able to interview people.
He should. But it's some exciting news for Sony. Sony's Pictures Entertainment is looking to have employees begin returning to the lot in Culver City, California, beginning June 1st, with the goal towards being fully up to speed by the lot for Labor Day. Active television and film productions have been back in action on the studio lot for some months now, and there are currently 7 TV productions on the lot, and Bullet Train just wrapped that one with Brad Pitt and I believe Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
So,
and like everybody else.
Exactly. Exciting stuff, man. Exciting stuff.
Now, what will happen with all that exciting stuff that's going on that they need all their employees back? They're probably going to get delayed. Why do I say that? Because everything is. This is Sony.
Facts.
The release of Venom, Let There Be Carnage, has been delayed. Go figure. 1 week, but only 1 week, from September 17th to September 24th. The sequel, which stars Tom Hardy, was most recently pushed to September from June, where it was supposed to be. The late September release date will ensure the film has ample space between other big names like James Gunn's Suicide Squad, which is on August 6th, and Dennis Viola's long-awaited Dune on October 1st. So, again, like you had talked about, they're spacing things to try to ensure that they get box office success.
Yeah.
But it's still a delay.
Yeah, those aren't the only ones, because we're talking Uncharted as well, starring Tom Holland, has been delayed yet again. This time the movie been pushed back a week from February 18th. From February 11th to February 18th, and which is crazy because this one's been moved around a lot, as well as the Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. The post-apocalyptic film has been scheduled for November 24th, and it was previously supposed to be in September. So, crazy, man. Crazy. But they still have big plans, hoping that Shang-Chi will still be on track. So.
Yes. We'll see. We'll see. Now, Entertainment One. It seems like they've been sliding into the news a lot lately, you know? A lot of big things going on for them. Well, they've got some more. Constance Wu, you know her, you love her, fresh off the boat, has struck a first-look deal with E1. The actress is launching a production venture and has tapped Justine Jones as Vice President of Development, and she will work alongside Jones to develop, produce, script series for E1.
Yeah.
So that's kind of badass.
I agree,
Like,
man.
I mean, way to go.
It's going to be great. MGM and Selena Hayek has joined the House of Gucci, the feature film from MGM and Scott Free Productions, and it's in production at the moment. It's an all-star cast, freaking with Lady Gaga, Adam Driver, Al Pacino, Jeremy Irons, Jared Leto, and Jack Hudson, and with Ridley Scott aboard to direct.
Yes.
So, wild.
Obviously. Yeah, I mean, that's a huge cast, guys.
Yeah,
And
seriously.
It's going to be big. Jumping to Lionsgate. The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard is moving up its release date. Not delaying, moving up. Woohoo, Lionsgate. From August 20th of this year to June 16th. So that's a big jump, a couple months earlier.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Agreed. Dan Stevens has been cast in the Starz series Gaslit, which will tell the story of the Watergate scandal. Stevens will star as John Dean, described as a hotshot upstart. Dean is a young White House counsel, torn between his ambition and his struggle with whether he can protect the president. Now, Armie Hammer had previously been cast as Dean, but we all know how that's going out. He also just pulled out of a Broadway show.
Yeah.
So, not surprised.
No.
No.
Nope, nope, nope. Hey, are you a fan of American Gods? Sorry, the series adaptation is not going to return for a fourth season. Starz is open for potential event series or movie to wrap up the loose ends, but the network said the decision to cancel was made due to low viewership. Apparently, it declined 65% from the show's first season to its third season. So,
Not surprised,
There-
man.
no,
Not
no.
surprised. Now, the interesting thing is, heading over to Netflix, they are still paying a shit ton of money. They are paying around $450 million for the rights of Knives Out 2 and Knives Out 3. That is insane. Like,
Half
yeah,
a
the first
billion.
one was like super successful, but damn, you think like the sequels are gonna be that successful?
I mean,
Oh,
will they be on Netflix or will they be in theaters? That's the question.
yeah.
Like, I don't even know. But when you make a movie for 40 million and it makes over 300 million, I mean, I can see why they're doing it. But and they're already starting to film. What the fuck? Knives Out 2 is going to begin filming in June. The shoot's scheduled to begin in Greece, and then casting for the film is going on to start in the very near future. So, hey, good for that, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, you know I'm pumped about this one. Finally, Dennis Haysbert. You're in good hands with Allstate guy, God. He plays God. If you didn't miss it, at the end of the cut of season 5 of Lucifer, God showed up, okay? Well, they've announced that the last 8 episodes, or as they call it, season 5 part B, okay? They finally announced that the last 8 episodes are going to be dropping on May 28th, which is not very long.
It's
The
not.
first half of the season dropped way back in August, as you guys know. They wrapped production on their 6th and final season this week, and it was sad because they were all posting about it. But, hey, I'm super excited we finally get the back half of season 5, and I can't wait for season 6, and I hate that it's going away. I'm
Yeah,
just
man,
gonna say
it's
it.
crazy. It's crazy. And a lot of people are upset about this next one, but if you read the actual source material, you would know this was happening. Netflix and Shondaland announced on Friday that Reggie Jean Page's character will not be appearing in the second season of Bridgerton. Now, this is by no surprise because if you read more than the first book, he's not in it. So
True.
it makes sense, man. It makes sense. The actor knew about it. Shonda knew about it. The world just did not. So
Yes.
it's okay.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. Hey, Rachel Lee Cook, who's like Netflix's golden girl at this point, I don't know why, but she is. She's going to star in the Netflix original film A Tourist Guide to Love. The film is based on an original idea by Cook with Irene Donahue, set to write the screenplay. In the film, after an unexpected breakup, a travel executive accepts an assignment to go undercover and learn about the tourist industry in Vietnam. Oh.
Damn.
Along the way, she finds adventure and romance with her Vietnamese expat tour guide when they decide to hijack the tour bus in order to explore life and love of the beaten path. What?
Yeah, right?
So it's like Speed, but in Vietnam, and it's a comedy.
Yeah.
What?
Interesting.
Okay, all right.
All right. Just days after Who Killed Sarah premiered on Netflix, the streamer announced that the show is officially renewed for the second season and not canceled. It's officially launched, or the second season will launch May 19th. Who Killed Sarah follows Alex Guzman, who, after 18 years of incarceration, finally sets out to get revenge on the family he feels is responsible for the death of his sister, Sarah. Through present-day storytelling and flashbacks to the time around the teenager's death, more and more secrets of Lacrazzo's family get uncovered. But Alex finds out for himself more emotionally involved now than he perhaps originally thought he would be. So there's a lot of dark stuff happening. Murder porn.
That's why I got season 2, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Right? They wanted more. Hey, jumping to Amazon. Tony Hale, you love him. Veep, everybody loves him. Tony Hale, Aaliyah Shakwa, and Jake Lacey have joined the cast of Amazon Studios' upcoming film, Being the Ricardos. Now, we talked about this on the show a couple of weeks ago. Nicole Kidman and Javier Bardem are going to play Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz. And J.K. Simmons and Nina Arianda are playing the I Love Lucy co-stars William Frawley and Vivian Vance. So that's going to be awesome. This is the one by Aaron Sorkin, and everybody's kind of like, what? But I think it's going to be epic.
I agree.
So good casting, good casting.
Well, Sarah Michelle Gellar is set to star in a young adult comedy Hot Pink, which has been ordered to pilot at Amazon. The show is loosely inspired by Elena K. Arnold's book what girls are made of. And in the book,
Sugar
Nina
and
Fey
spice.
was raised to believe that there was no such thing as unconditional love, meaning she will do anything for her boyfriend to prove her worthiness. But when she breaks up with her, but when he breaks up with her, Nina is lost and sets out to find what the conditions of love really are. Yeah.
Anything. See, that's what happens when you're willing to do anything.
Yeah, it's deep.
Oh. Jack Rayner has been cast in a lead role of the Amazon series adaptation of the William Gibson novel, The Peripheral. Rayner will star as Burton. He joins previously announced cast members Chloe Grace Moritz and Gary Carr, with Moritz set to play Flynn and Carr set to play Wilf. In the novel, Burton is Flynn's brother and a U.S. Marine Corps veteran who served in the Heptic Recon Unit. Oh.
Interesting, man. Interesting. Well, Amazon's biggest thing out right now is Coming to America, the sequel, which is very interesting because heard mixed reviews about it. But
Yeah.
the long-awaited sequel apparently is the most streamed title in the U.S. the week of its premiere. According to the Nelson's data, the movie, which released on March 4th on Amazon Prime Video, drew 1.413 billion minutes of total viewing for the week of March 1st through the 7th. Among U.S. viewers, per Nelson's SOVD content ratings estimate, African American viewers accounted for 40% of the film's audience, according to the media
Wow.
measurement firm. Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, whew. So without that audience, how does it do?
Exactly.
That's interesting. That's really interesting. Okay, jumping to Apple. Nate Mann, because this one's big at Apple. It just keeps adding people every week. Nate Mann has joined the cast of Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg's upcoming Apple TV series Masters of the Air. He joins an ensemble cast that we've told you about already that includes previously announced Anthony Boyle, Austin Butler, and Callum Turner. And of course, we've said, follows the true story of American bomber boys in World War II who brought the war to Hitler's doorstep. Mann is going to star as Major Rosie Rosenthal. So that's going to be badass.
Yeah,
I mean,
right?
yeah. I mean,
Anything those two do together is great.
and
in my
anything, yeah,
opinion.
especially when it's about World War II.
Yeah.
Like Band of Brothers, fucking everything. It's just awesome.
Exactly. Eugenio Debrez, upcoming Apple comedy series Acapulco, has added 4 more new cast members. Richard Sherman, not Sherman, now on board to direct the pilot. Enrique Arizon, Damien Alcazar, and Camila Perez are all set to star along Derbez in the half-hour series. And it follows a young Mexican man's dream to have his dream come true when he gets a job of a lifetime at the hottest resort in Acapulco.
Oh.
And he will soon realize that the job is far from complicated, and that it's more complicated than he ever would have imagined. So, and his morals are going to be questioned, and the show takes place in the 1980s, which, I mean, is exciting because a lot of people like to go back to the 80s. I don't know why.
Hell yeah. Now, I know why, because the creator behind this show it loves the 80s, and we know this because we've talked to him, we've interviewed him, and he's awesome. It's Austin Winsberg. This is an Austin Winsberg show, guys. Is this like the backup plan in case Zoe's doesn't, but don't say that. Zoe's is coming back, goddammit. It's too good not to. But, that's pretty awesome, and we know he loves the 80s.
Yeah.
So does Mandy Moore. So
I
does,
mean, old
makes
people.
sense. Makes sense.
Old people. Oh, man. Well, now it's time for the top 5 segment, guys.
Old
We're
people.
so
What?
super excited about it. Oh, man. This week it is top 5 crime documentaries, which is a very interesting choice. I mean, it made me go back and Google crime documentaries. But my number 5 goes to The Keepers on Netflix. If you guys haven't watched this thing, oh man, it's a dark rabbit hole to go down. It's basically about this, what's it called, when this Catholic nun school, basically, where freaking the priest of the school is raping girls, and then down the line, he killed one of the most beloved nuns, and they were trying to figure it out.
That's twisted.
It's very twisted.
That is twisted.
Yeah. I know.
Let's talk about twisted.
This is a dark top 5.
It's a dark top 5. I mean, it's dark. We can't help it. Number 5 for me. I Love You, Now Die. The Commonwealth versus Michelle Carter. Do you guys remember this? This is about the girlfriend who basically convinced her boyfriend to commit suicide. Like he killed himself by turning on the car and inhaling all the fumes and everything. And she was put on trial for killing him because she basically on the phone with him said, I love you, and he was trying to kill himself. And instead of trying to talk him out of it, and she encouraged him to do it, and he did. So what the fuck?
That was a crazy story.
That was a crazy story. So that's my number 5. I Love You Now Die, the Commonwealth versus Michelle Carter. What the fuck?
Jesus Christ. My number 4 goes to Team Foxcatcher. This one's on Netflix as well, basically about this rich guy who brought in all these pro college wrestling stars who basically made his estate like a campus for wrestling stars and for them to train and do all this stuff. Well, he had like a little attraction basically to the wrestlers, would basically provide anything they wanted and like to watch them and weird things like that. But once like one of the wrestlers didn't like pursue or he denied his advances, the guy went crazy and completely like he killed a guy and ran around the estate with a gun and the police had to come. It was crazy. Like, people just go wild.
It's a twisted documentary and they made a twisted movie out of it too. It's Steve Carell and Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
Carell was the like coach and Tatum was the rest. It was weird. It was very weird. That's a good one. Now we're back to what I said at the top of the show when we were talking in our industry news. My number 4 is The Inventor, Out for Blood in Silicon Valley. This is the one about the thermosis chick who claimed she had this all this tech that would cure everything, and she became a billionaire and was badass, and it was all full of shit and didn't work. And you guys know the story when we talked about it. But there's an actual documentary about it, and it's called, like I said, The Inventor, Out for Blood in Silicon Valley. It's an epic documentary. Before you watch the Hulu series that's about to be done on it, watch this, and then you'll be all set to go.
Yes, man, it's wild. It's absolutely wild. There's a lot of crazy things out there. Number 3 for me is Murder on Middle Beach. This is a relatively new one. I just watched it on HBO Max, and it's a college assignment where this kid films a documentary about his mother's murder. And he interviews his own family members, like, because there was this weird, like, I forget what they called it, like gifting tables. Gifting tables, like system basically where like his mom got caught up with the wrong people and possibly his aunt had motive, his dad had motive because they were divorced, and it was a lot of crazy things. And like kudos to him for having the courage and the self-esteem to do this documentary himself. He was narrating it. He was interviewing his family members. He was doing all this crazy shit. Like, I even found him on Instagram and thought about asking him to come on the show, but I felt like that'd be kind of a dark topic to talk about.
It would be dark. That would be very dark. Woo! All right, speaking of a weird guy and just weird shit, my number 3 is The Jinx, The Life and Deaths of Robert Durst. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with Robert Durst, I am because he was hiding out in New Orleans for like ever, but this guy was accused of killing his first wife, okay? Stood trial, got away with it, was found not guilty or whatever. Then his second wife mysteriously dies, okay? He's charged with that murder. And then the woman that he's with, while he's been charged with the death of his second wife, mysteriously dies. This is a really weird dude, and he's been on trial for like all these murders forever. Now he's like old as fuck. But just watch this documentary, and you're gonna be like, what the hell is going on with this guy? By the way, if he did do it, okay, if you get away with the first one and found not guilty, why the fuck do you go and kill your second wife, bro? Like, what are you doing? Like, strange. The guy is really weird.
Yeah. A lot of this shit is really weird. Number 2 for me is Soaked in Bleach. I'm sure a lot of people have seen this one. It's about the Kurt Cobain murder, and basically where Courtney Love hires a private investigator, and by the end of it, the private investigator was like, bitch, you might have done something shady. So that's why I will always say Courtney Love had him killed. So, yeah, Soaked in Bleach. If you're a Nirvana fan, if you're a conspiracy theorist, it's definitely the one to watch.
I think she did it.
I think she did it.
Allegedly. We don't want to like piss anybody off. My number 2 is Untouchable. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. It's the fucking Harvey douchebag Weinstein story about who he thought was I'm untouchable. I can do whatever I want. Well, guess what, Harvey? Not true. And I hope you're getting touched plenty in fucking prison, you
Right.
bastard douchebag. That's all I'm saying about it. That's my number 2. It's a scary, creepy, fucking weird documentary that goes into some shit that's fucked up every which way from Sunday. But, yeah.
Well, and it's crazy too because there's like interviews with reporters who have had like altercations with him that around a million of other reporters that never got reported on because he was one of the most powerful people in Hollywood at the time.
It's insane. It's a disturbing documentary. That's all I'm going to say. Disturbing.
It is. Well, my number 1 goes to Cocaine Cowboys Part 1 and 2. Of course, everybody knows I love the gangster shit. Well, this one has to deal a lot with flying cocaine into Miami and dealing a lot with Rosetta Blanco. And the first one is a lot with that. And now, after a guy in California watched the first documentary, he actually met Rosetta Blanco and inspired the Vince for the second documentary because he was freaking in cahoots with her and selling drugs for her and actually having sex with her in prison. It's wild, guys. It's a wild story. Like it's insane. It's absolutely insane. Cocaine Cowboys, if you haven't seen it, definitely watch it.
I'm going to watch it. I haven't seen it, and that sounds like I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it. Okay, my number 1, it kind of came out at the same time that the movie with Lily Collins and Zac Efron came out. Okay, it was done by the same person. The director of that film was also the guy behind this documentary. I'm talking about Confessions with a Killer, the Ted Bundy tapes. Y'all.
Shit's wild.
Hearing him talk about them is creepy as shit.
Yeah.
This guy just... I don't even know how to do it. He just living in a world where he just did not do anything wrong, and he's just like the greatest guy ever, and he was a great husband, and like hearing him talk is so cold and so just like, oh yeah, and then I did this and I did that, but I'm really only confessing because I wanted this or I wanted that. You know, it's still kind of denying it, but it's the creepiest shit ever.
And the fascination from the female audience. This guy would literally flirt with females while on trial and in the courtroom. It's really freaking weird.
Yeah, it's like just people loved him, still love him, and like it's freaking creepy, y'all.
Yeah.
And watch this documentary and then watch the film with Zac Efron and Lily Collins because it was creepy as fuck too.
Yeah.
Zac Efron was a great Ted Bundy.
Right.
I don't know what that says, but he was a great Ted Bundy.
Well, I mean, I don't know what it says about us. 90% of our documentaries were like murder documentaries.
I mean,
murder porn, man. Murder porn.
It was crime documentaries, but we went full in.
Yeah, we
full
went
in.
Like, it's wild. Do you have a top 5 or top 1 murder documentary or crime documentary? We want to know. Be sure to leave it in the comments and the podcast comment section or the YouTube channel, or be sure to message us on social media. We love the fan interaction. Now, heading over to the box office recap.
I'm just wondering what mind frame Jason was in.
I know, right?
When he came up with this one.
Ha ha.
Like, I went, bad day, bro? Like, what?
What was happening? Man, box office recap. Number 1 was Nobody. And it got $6.7 million at the box office.
Better Call Saul.
Better.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, he's kicking ass.
I know. It's basically his version of John Wick, it looked like.
Yeah. Well, it'll be stomped next week.
Yeah, definitely. Number 2 was Raya and the Last Dragon. Pulled in $3.5 million. Number 2 is Raya. Number 3 was Tom and Jerry with $2.5 million. Number 4 was Chaos Walking with $1.2. And number 5 was The Courier with $1 million exactly.
There you go.
New movies that came out and/or are coming out. Godzilla vs. Kong. Already seen it. And there's no definitive winner. I'm just saying.
They said there was.
No,
but apparently there's not.
The Unholy.
Yes, with Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah. Shiva Baby. Assault on VA 33. Every Breath You Take.
Every breath you take. 80s.
Yeah, man.
Police.
Yeah.
Sting.
Movies you can still go see. The Croods: A New Age. The Marksman. Boogie. Minari. And Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah.
Great stuff, man. Great stuff. Now, heading over to the IMDb Pro Top Trending segment, which we should basically just rename the Superhero segment.
That's right. You love it. You shower with it. Everybody does.
Everybody does.
It's fine.
It's great. It's great. It smells like Old Spice. The top trending movie is still Zack Snyder's The Justice League.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Which apparently, again, released another new version. There's
Wild.
the colored version, the black and white version, and now the colored version with the full Joker scene that we didn't get in the other way. Where, yeah. So,
Goodness gracious, man. There's so much. There's so much. And, of course, the top trending TV show, it's going to be there until it goes off. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And with that being said, the top trending star is Wyatt Russell.
and that which cracks me up because he's a top trending star because everybody fucking hates him.
Yeah.
That poor guy.
A lot of
they don't
people do
hate
not
Wyatt
like
Russell. They hate the new Captain America.
Yeah.
They hate that he's not Chris Evans. So this poor guy's getting the brunt of the whole thing.
Like in the show
yeah.
and in real life.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Like it's so like he's not supposed to be fucking Chris Evans in the show or in real life. I mean, just
It's so funny, man. It's so funny. Well, thank you guys for getting a little crazy with us on episode 156. It's awesome to have you here with us, and thank you for tuning in. Be sure to follow the company and podcast on social media at ItCaf Podcast and at Crazy Ant Media. Be sure to follow us both personally on social media. Myself, JLo Fantastic, and
Crazy Ant Guy 1970. That's my stomach.
Oh, man. Be sure to subscribe to this podcast anywhere you listen to your podcast. Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play Music, iHeartRadio. You can watch us on YouTube. And basically anywhere you watch us or listen to us, you can find us. It's great, guys. It's great. Be sure to head over to our website, www.crazyantmedia.com, where you can start rocking the latest and greatest Crazy Ant Media gear. You can donate to our Patreon page, and you can head over to podcastmagazine.com and vote for us for the top 50 podcasts because we want to get back there, man. But it was a great show. It was a great show. Honestly, of course, Friends. Friends is like damn near number one thing I enjoyed talking about because I'm so happy that's finally happening. A year in the making. A year paused, basically, because of this shit. Obi-Wan fucking finally. And Bad Batch. I honestly wasn't expecting a lot from Bad Batch, but it looks bad ass. So there
you go. Yeah, and of course, all the DC stuff, right? Like Black Adam, the whole trailer was like, I loved that. Fucking badass. Release date and all that. And of course, the Star Wars stuff, like you said. Super pumped about that. The Flash, Impulse coming for the Flash. Cool. Really excited about that one. And Law and Order, I was so freaking pumped about it, and it delivered. It's paid off. It was as good really as they build it to be, and super fantastic. And yeah. I think we did really good on this Good Friday because I'm like starving.
Yeah, I agree. I need some food, man. This is what happens when you don't eat them before the show.
I've kind of gone delirious towards the end of the show, and I don't care.
It's fine. It's fine. Really we have a McAllister's gift card if you ever want to come. The one and only Oprah! Fuck Steven Spielberg.